Okay, today's October 27th, 2011. We're going to do prerequisite skills for Chapter 4, and we're going to cover equal ratios. Our first question says that 40 teens were interviewed, and they were asked how many of them owned cars. It turned out 8 of them owned cars. So we can make 2 ratios out of this. First ones were amount to own cars, and the second ratio could be those who did not. So, what would the ratio be for the amount of people that own cars to the amount that was interviewed? 8 to 40. Good. What about for the amount that don't own cars to those who are interviewed? Yes, 32 to 40. So we have 2 ratios from the information they've given us. Those are those who don't own cars. What we're going to do is we're going to now estimate if more people were interviewed, how many would have answered yes. So we'll say question A. If 100 people were interviewed, spell that word right. If 100 people are interviewed, we need to figure out, of those interviewed, how many would own cars. So own cars. So we're going to set this up like a fraction. So we have people who own cars were 8, and there were 40 people interviewed, okay? So we're going to have number owned and interviewed. We're going to make this an equivalent fraction. We don't know how many people are going to own cars, but we know we're interviewing 100 people. So I keep the amounts of people interviewed on the bottoms of the fraction, and I'm trying to figure out how many of them would own cars. So I now have 2 equivalent fractions. So X is going to represent the amount of people who would own cars if 100 people were interviewed, okay? I need to isolate X. So what would I do in this instance? What do I do with the 100? So I move it over. To move it over, I would be multiplying. So we have 80 divided by 40 times 100, okay, is equal to X. Now, I have 2 choices. I can either divide this fraction, get a number, then multiply by 100, or I can multiply the 100 into the fraction and then divide by 40. So, we're going to multiply here. When we multiply fractions, technically 100 as a fraction is 1 over 100. And when we multiply fractions, we do the top numbers by each other and the bottom numbers by each other. We're going to have 800 divided by 40 is equal to X. X is going to be what number? 20. So if 100 people were interviewed, 20 of them would have said they owned cars. Okay? How many would not have owned cars? So we would have had a 20 to 10 ratio. Sorry, 20 to 100. How many would not have owned cars? Good. Our other option with the same idea, let's say that we still have the same ratio, 8 to 40. Let's say we interviewed, we'll call this B. Let's say we interviewed, make it an odd number, 15 people. So I'm going to set this up as a fraction again. We have 8 people of the 40 said they owned cars. My fraction on the other side, where will the 15 go? Will it be on the top or will it be on the bottom of the fraction? Bottom. It's the amount of people interviewed. We originally had 40 people interviewed. If we had only interviewed 15, we're going to see how many would have said yes. Now, if we cross multiply, which is another option we could do, we do 15 times 8 and 40 times x. Okay? So we get 40x is equal to 120. Yeah. But we still have to isolate for x, which means I have to do what to the 40? I got to divide both sides by 40. The 40s on this side will cancel each other out. X will equal 3. So if we had interviewed 15 people, our ratio would have been 3 out of the 15 people. And how many would have said they didn't own cars? 12 out of 15. Okay, next example. We're going to go over all 4 of these definitions. We need to know how to find them for this chapter. The first one we need to know is the mean of something, which is the sum of the numbers divided by the amount of numbers. It's also known as an average. Okay? So let's say these are the numbers we have. These were your marks in this class. Okay? In order to find the mean, we're going to need to add all of those terms together. So we'd have 85, 76, 91, 65. We then, after adding them all together, we're going to have to divide by a number. And in order to figure that out, what do we have to do? Count how many numbers we have. So how many averages or grades do we have? Perfect. So there are 8 of them. So we're going to be adding all the numbers on top and then dividing by 8. Once we added those up, let's see if anyone knows. Okay, so we add those all up. We get 578 divided by the number 8. 72.25. So the average grade in this class apparently is 72.25. That's not. We got the mean. Median. What is median? Middle number. Okay. The median is the middle number. So in order to find the median, we got to put them from lowest to highest. So let's zoom out a little. What was our lowest term? Oh, 43, good. So we get 43, 65, 68, 72, 76, 78, 72, 76, 78, 85, and 91. Okay, good. So we've ordered all of our numbers. Now we have to find the middle term. So when we go through these, how many terms were there all together again? 8. Are we going to have a middle term exactly? No, we're going to have 2 terms in the middle. 72 and 76. There's 3 to the left of them and 3 to the right. So in order to find this median, what do I do with those 2 numbers? Yes. So we take those 2 numbers, 72 and 76. We're going to add them together and divide by 2. Again, we're going to find the average of those 2 numbers. $74. So the middle grade, according to this in the class, would be 74. And finally, what does mode mean? The number that occurs the most. So from looking at these, do we have a definite mode? No, every number occurs once in this. Okay? So each number occurs once, so there is no mode. Mode is number that occurs most. Since every number occurs once, there is no mode here. Last statistical thing we want to quickly look at is range. What does range deal with? The range would be the difference. Yes. Difference between the highest difference between the highest and lowest numbers. So the highest number was 91. The lowest number was, I think it was 43. 91 and 43. Find the difference between the two. 48. Let's make sure. So our range in this instance is 48 numbers between the lowest and the highest number. So we're going to say we were in a store and we're going to deal with percentage increase to start. The price of your shoes that you were hoping to buy were $125.99. You went in the day before Christmas and they increased the price. They knew you were coming to buy them, so they increased the price. So our price has increased, okay? Now we need to find by what percentage the price has increased. So we're looking for the percentage increase in prices. In order to do this, you guys will be taking the larger or the new price, $134.99. You're going to subtract the old price, $125.99. You will divide by the old price, $125.99, and you're going to multiply by 100 to find the percentage increase, okay? So you subtract these two numbers first. So $134.99 subtract $125.99, you get 9. 9 divided by $125.99 times 100. Times 100, 7.1%. So the percentage increase, our percentage increase was 7.1%. Another way you guys could have done this, okay, so we'll put a line underneath so you know that we're showing a second method. Remember, our old price was $125.99, and our new price was $134.99. Okay? Now, those are our prices, and we'll put them on the bottom of the fraction. We're going to put these into fractions, which I know most of you guys hate. $125.99. $134.99. Okay? Now, we're looking for the percentage increase. We don't know what it is. Of the old price, $125.99 was what percent of the old price? Sounds like an odd question. It would be considered 100% of the old price. Okay? So, before they increased the price, $125.99 was 100% of the old price. It's okay, I'm going to show you both in case you like the other. We're going to find the percent the new price would be. Okay? So this is where we do our cross multiplying again. Same idea. So we're going to bring the $134.99 over, so we're going to multiply by that number. So if you notice, we get 134.99 times 100 divided by 125.99 equals X. We're going to do this all in one step. So 100 divide 125.99 equals times 134.99. Give us 107.1. 107.1. So of the old price, the new price is 100. So X, is 107.1% of the old price. If our old price was 100% and we moved up to 107.1, we find the difference between the two numbers. We take 107.1, subtract 100%. So these were our two percentages. Okay, 0.0. What would our percentage increase be? 7.1. Now, if you don't like this way, do the other way. If you don't like the other way, try it this way. We showed you two ways to solve this question. Okay, let's say our old price was still $125.99. The product went on sale, okay, for $119.99. We need to find the percentage decrease. So we take our new price, if you guys remember from the other formula, $119.99. We subtract the old price, $125.99. And we divide by the old price again, $125.99. And we have to multiply by 100 to find our percentage decrease. So we take $119.99, subtract $125.99, divided by $125.99, and we multiply by 100, 4.7. So negative 4.7 percentage decrease. Okay? Do you guys find that easy that way? Do you want me to show you the other way also?